Warren, can he play the drums?
To be honest with you, no, he can't.
Did you consider yourself to be the next big drummer?
He was the best drummer ever, Judge.
It's not the actual one, but that's the type of thing. Yes?
Yes, Judge.
It's very Pet Shop Boys. Wouldn't you agree with me?
Yes, Judge.
Do you know who the Pet Shop Boys are?
No, Judge.
There you are. Do you still play the drums?
No, Judge.
Well, and I know why you don't play the drums, because of what happened, correct, Kieran?
Yes, Judge.
And what did you discover, Kieran?
I discovered that my drum kit was very wet.
What did you believe the offending liquid was, Kieran?
Pee, Judge.
Excuse me? What do you mean?
Urine, Judge.
What evidence do you have that he's responsible for the offending pee?
Well, him with his trousers, like, kinda... I didn't care, like...
You saw him with his trousers down?
Yes, Judge.
That's pretty good evidence.
Yes,
Wouldn't
Judge.
you agree?
Yes, Judge.
There's also a statement, and though he can't be here, it's from your dad.
I noticed the drum kit was wet. I assumed it was out of fruit juice. I put my finger in the fruit juice, and then I tasted it. And that's when I realised it wasn't fruit juice.
Oren, you wouldn't tell porky pies to Judge Rinder, would you?
No, Judge.
Did you pee on Kieran's drum kit?
Yes, but it was for a very good reason.
What was the extremely good reason that you decided... What was the official language you used, sir?
Scottish.
No, no. Oh, too wonderful. Why do you say you don't owe Connor this money, please?
Because it was all fun and games.
In other words, it's a prank.
Yeah.
And there may have been damage, but it's part of high spirits. Just like people going out with each other, things happen from time to time. That's not legally actionable, correct?
Mm.
It's a valid legal claim. Anything else?
No.
Connor. Kristen believes he's a full-time carpenter and a part-time legend. Well, one part of that statement is true. He is a full-time carpenter. He's certainly not a part-time legend. He does have another full-time job, which I accept based upon his performance today, which is to be a full-time moron. And he's not a small moron, or a part-time, an amateur moron, or even a professional moron. He is, and this is impressive, he smiles there, the biggest moron I've ever had in my court. Now, being moronic sometimes is okay because your moronic behaviour may only affect and impact on you. His moronic behaviour isn't just stupid, it isn't just a little bit moronic, it's frankly dangerous. And the reality is somebody could have been seriously injured here, and he could have been not just financially liable, but criminally liable as well. And then, had he been criminally liable and someone been seriously injured, he would be making videos, only they'd be from inside prison. And I suspect the videos he'd be making, well, there'd be a different subject of those videos, and they may not be as funny. Do you understand, Connor?
I do.
He damaged your property, and you're entitled to full recovery of all of the property he damaged, which is £185, and I have no difficulty in coming to the conclusion that you should have that money. 31st of March. There you were. It was the night before an important date. What's the important date? The day after the 31st of March is?
April Fool's Day.
The 1st of April, exactly so. And people are liable to do the odd funny joke, to tell the odd porky, correct?
Yes.
And that's no different here. The difference was, for you, that this was your night off, correct?
Yeah.
And you knew it was his night off. And what were you planning?
I was planning to go out with a few of my friends around town on the drink.
You were going to go very much on the drink around town. What town is this?
Doncaster.
Now, you weren't going to do it in an amateur fashion. You were going to get terribly drunk.
Yeah.
And you set out with that ambition, with that mission in mind, and you succeeded.
Yeah.
How drunk did you get?
Quite drunk.
Well, I'm going to say very drunk. I'm going to say sozzled. Is that about right?
Yeah.
And therefore, at about 4 o'clock in the morning, when you finally got in from dancing and that sort of thing, were you dancing?
Oh, well,
Do you remember dancing?
not really, no.
No. There you were, in bed, when there was a telephone call. Let's see what happened next.
Hey up, mate. I know it's your day off, mate. I know you've been out, mate, but Gaz has thrown a sickie on me. Yeah, if you won't mind. Honestly, I didn't want to bring you in, but Gaz has just texted me saying he's really badly, he's sorry, like.
Yeah, I'll come.
Alright. Nice one, cheers, pal. Try and get in before 7:30 if you can.
Yeah, alright.
Nice one, cheers, mate. I'll see you later.
Alright.
Ta-ra, mate. Bye-bye. Bye. Are you taking the... What day it is today? You... Oh, do you know... It's April Fool, mate. You what?
Do you hear that sound? Right. You were expected to come in for a day of work, correct?
Yeah.
In other words, you were drunk, you've been told you're having a day off. When your boss telephoned you and said, will you come in?
Yeah.
We need you in especially early, 7:30. So you got on your bike and you arrived that morning, only to discover that the person you'd been told, who wasn't attending work that day, greeted you and said, hello, I'm actually here. Were you happy at the time?
No, not really.
Well, you went home and you were rather angry, to say the least. What did you do?
Kind of flipped out a bit, or chucking me bag all over, I was slamming doors and cupboards about.
Very cross, correct?
Yeah.
Why is that funny, sir? Do help me.
I just thought it would be funny. I just thought, why not go the step further on April Fool and just make him come in a little bit further?
And it was an April Fool's joke.
Yeah, it was an April Fool's joke.
But here's the thing, sir. When you are an employer and you invite somebody in for work, they have the expectation that they're going to earn the money that day, correct?
Correct.
That's why you showed up. You wouldn't have shown up if he'd said to you, please come at 7:30 in the morning and help me work for the day and I won't be paying you. You might not have got out of bed, correct?
Correct.
You ended up in a friendship with Kieran whilst you were in prison. What was Kieran like when the two of you were in prison?
Yeah, he was like one of my best mates.
I met him in prison and he looks like my little brother, so I took him on like my little brother. So look, we looked after each other in there, yeah?
Kieran, I have to tell you, you don't so much as speak as threaten. Do you understand? Am I right that a lot of people have said to you, why are you staring at me? Why are you getting so angry with me? When actually, in your mind, you're not at all. I'm not the first person to say that, am I? You speak in a very threatening way.
Do I?
You do.
Mm.
And I don't think you intend to.
No, I don't.
Am I the first person to say that to you?
No.
Do you know why I say it?
Go on.
Because when I ask you a question, I say, right, so what was this friendship like? It was like my little brother. What are you asking for? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Has all the charm of the Mitchell brothers.
I'm an angry person.
You're in what?
I'm an angry person. Because people make me angry.
I'm sorry to hear that. And I presume, hopefully, that that's something now you can say that you're working on.
I'm working on it. When people disrespect me, lie about me, it's a different situation, isn't it?
Well, let's discover. Since the time that you said she could no longer go online and had no permission whatsoever, do you know the total sum that she has taken?
About £1,000, I expect.
£2,968. Pushover, you entitled to this money?
Don't know what to say to that, really.
Have a go.
Well, I just keep going back to the same thing. I mean, what would you do if somebody had given you your bank details and you take your money out and they're sending you a text saying, "Where's my money?" with a kiss on the end? Wouldn't you carry on?
Madam, you are a disgrace.
It's like a gift in a way.
Did you just come into my courtroom and suggest to me that abusing the trust of this gentleman was a gift? Did you just suggest to me that dishonesty is an appropriate way to behave? Did you just come into my court and tell me that that sort of misappropriation, theft or fraud is okay? Did you? Did you?
But he didn't stop.
Did you?
He didn't stop me.
Did you do that? Get out. Get her out. Out. Leave. In thousands of cases I have done, I have never met a more brazen, a more unpleasant, a more dishonest, a more foul defendant than I have seen in this court. And I am sorry to you, sir, because you've been abused. And you know what? You're not the only person affected by this. Marilyn, the reason that it's so damp and windy is because of the windows, correct?
Yeah.
What's the problem with the windows?
They've got a gap underneath like that, and the wind just comes up because the bedroom is like there's a car park and it's right on the end, and I get all the wind. But where Jack is, he's got a big fence around, so we don't get it in that bedroom. It's nice and warm, and it's all done out lovely. Because when he moved out, I got that all done for me: new carpet, wardrobes, bed. But I never got to sleep in it. He came back, took the bedroom over.
Nice and warm in your bedroom? Correct!
That's correct, Judge, yeah.
Now, let's get to the substance of this case. The reality is, you'd had a bit of savings.
Yeah.
Your life savings, for all intents and purposes, correct?
Yes.
You were going to use that money to repair the windows so that you weren't sleeping in damp. Only along comes Jack, and when he comes back to the house, he gets the master suite. I blame you for that, madam. You understand?
Yeah, I do.
When he comes back, you say to him as a grown-up, there's a little bedroom there for you, enjoy it. I'm afraid it has all the charm of an igloo, but I've also got the sofa. You understand?
But the thing is, he nags me so much because he says, why do I need a double bedroom when I'm not with a man and he brings girls back? Well, and he needs a double bed.
If you're bringing 2 girls back, you can't have a single bed.
This is what I count.
Just pause for a second. If you're bringing how many back?
Minimum of 2. I'm just being honest.
I appreciate your being honest. You're also being very busy by the sounds of things.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I don't know what goes on or the geography, but rather ambidextrous, I would have thought. And you do this whilst Mum's next door in the low-rent, windy cupboard?
Yeah, we keep the noise down, so...
This is what Oliver says. Brad doesn't drink much, so I took him out for dinner. I don't know what that's got to do. Perhaps he thought you'd be a cheap date. And we came home early and passed out at about 10 to 11 p.m. And he says Brad had already booked a taxi for 5 o'clock in the morning and he got confirmation for this. That's the first point. In other words, Oliver says that Brad had booked the taxi. What evidence do you have which helps me come to a conclusion that it might not have been Brad that made that phone call?
The name that the booking was made in and the contact number that the booking was made in.
Can I see that
Yes,
document,
you can.
please? Thank you very much.
It's the
Can I just ask?
No, I'm looking at
AM
evidence
as well.
and you'll have an opportunity to respond to it.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Will you explain to me what this record is, please, madam?
We keep a A4 diary where all the airport long-distance work gets entered in old-fashioned style, you might say, and then the information is written on a slip, which the driver will be given the slip. He has all the details then.
Thank you very much. The next thing that you have in your evidence pack is a confirmation text which you send to the driver.
Because it was taken the night before, the early morning pickup, the driver wasn't out working. He's not going to make a trip, especially to the office, to pick up the docket slip that has all the information.
And so consequently you sent him a text?
Consequently, we sent him a text.
Understood. And you provide him with evidence of this text. Now, just so you know, you won't have seen this.
Yes.
This appears to me, according to the reply, the very clear reply that's given by Katie, is what you do in a situation like this. It's a late-night booking. It's going to be very early in the morning. You want to make sure that your driver's got the relevant details. He knows where to go and at what time. Correct?
Correct.
And so this is the message that you sent him.
Correct.
Hi, the booking is for 5:30. It's clearly got the address that's set out. That's Oliver's address, which corresponds exactly to the log. It's been booked in the system for £60, and it says they have given details of where they are on the estate and will put in your additional information. Did he reply to that?
The driver, no.
Wouldn't you, madam, expect a driver to respond to that? Something like, Roger, Roger, or yes, I've got it, or we'll be up at 5:30 in the morning, so that you, I say you, but you're really speaking on behalf of staff that work in your firm, can be absolutely confident that they have got the instruction.
Yes.
It's unfortunate, isn't it, that he didn't reply to that?
Yes.
You'd agree?
Yes.
A mistake?
Yep.
Thank you very much. Honest. Don't be stupid. Stay and watch the best Judge Rinder moments. And I'm talking. Understood? Don't be a moron. Subscribe to Judge Rinder YouTube channel. Right now. That's an order.